Shalom, Yashrala. This is your brother Dawa from GMS Tampa Bay 07, coming at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push in this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions. All right, I'm going to jump into this here lesson. This here lesson was basically inspired just through our everyday, everyday reading and studying, just came across this and it was just some beautiful words, and also something to remember as well, So, I'm going to start out in Proverbs chapter 30, verse 24. There be four things which are little upon the earth, but they are exceedingly wise. The ants are a people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in summer. The coney are but a feeble folk, yet they make their house in the rocks. The locusts have no king, yet they go forth all them by bands. The spider take hold with her hands and is in king's palaces. All right. And so, you can learn something from all these different things, The ant are people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer. They, like I said, they prepare for the things to come, That's one of the things we should be doing, preparing ourselves for, like the scriptures say, the scripture is going to be the wisdom and knowledge, stability of our times, This is going to be what's holding us down, And it says, the locusts have no king, yet they go forth all of them by bands, they know what they got to do first and foremost, They all go together for one, without, how do I say, more or less like a leader, more or less, also like the ant as well, I believe it's also spoken about the ant as well in a different place, but nevertheless, the ants, they all doing this here work to feed the colony and whatnot, but they have a queen and whatnot, but they all know that they got a job to do. They all going forth to go do their job, Same with the locusts. The locusts, they going forth in their bands, they know what they got to do, and they going together in conglomeration with one another. They're together, like the brotherhood's supposed to be, It says, the spider taketh hold with her hands and is in king's palaces. All right. So, the spider basically is working with, like it says, working with her hands. Basically, let me give you a different example. All right. If you don't work, you don't eat. If you don't grind, you don't shine. Like the scriptures say, not in those words, but basically the same thing, The spider worked hard and it worked hard to be up in the king's palaces. That's why it's in the king's palace, It had to be diligent not to get stepped on, get swatted, get smashed, this and that, And it also had to put in that work to spin its web, And it was smart enough to know that, hey, look, I want to go live up in this king's palace, so let me go over there instead of just this little bush on the side of the road, But nevertheless, the focus we wanted to get at is in verse 26. The coney are but a feeble folk. Now, this animal here is more or less, another word for it is the hyrax as well. But more or less it's it's like almost like a let me see how they word it. It's like a rabbit type of thing. It's a mountainous creature. So it says a rock badger, a coney, the hyrax, a species of rock rabbit from its hiding, probably the hyrax, coney. Okay, so it's basically it's more or less a rock dwelling creature, one that dwells off in the mountains and the clefts, But getting back to it, says the coney are but a feeble folk. Okay, meaning that it ain't got no defenses, no natural defenses. All right. It ain't got nothing to defend itself against all its predators. All right. It says the coney are but a feeble folk, yet they make their house in the rocks. All right. And what does the scripture say about, it says, in that day, the feeble shall be like David, and the house of David shall be as basically the angels, But, just throwing that out there, just reading between the lines. But it says the coney are but a feeble folk. They make their house in the rock. All right. This damn animal is smart as fuck, man. Like the scripture says, it says, there are four things which are little upon the earth, but exceedingly wise. All right. This damn animal know he ain't got no natural defenses, and he living amongst all the shit that want to eat him. All right. So what does he do? All right. He don't go and hire somebody else to do the job for him. Nah, what he do? He make his habitation in the rocks. You know, all the predators that could eat him can't really get to him in the rocks because they be stumbling and falling and they'll be fell down the damn mountain, so they can't get to him, you know. His defense is inside the damn rocks. He's smart enough to know, hey, if I can't defend myself, I need to get something that can, how do I say, I can hide and be sheltered under, you know, be protected by, you know. Says, the Coney but are feeble folk, yet they make their house in the rocks. Okay, so from there, we're going to get into the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32. And verse 4 says, he is the rock. Speaking of the Most High. Okay, it says, his work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment, a power of truth and without iniquity. Just and right is he. So the Most High, Yahweh, he is the rock. All right. Now let me jump down. This is verse 18, Deuteronomy 32 and 18. Of the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful and hast forgotten Yahweh that formed thee. Okay, so there's a point in time where, you know, we went off from our rock. You know, we went off from the Most High and went astray. Okay, it says, hang on one second before I get to that. Let me read that again. Verse 18 to 20. It says, of the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful and hast forgotten Yahweh that formed thee. And when Yahweh saw it, he was abhorred. He abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they are forward generation of children of whom there is no faith. All right. And so, going down, 29, it says, or 28, for ye are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them. Oh, that you were wise, like that Coney, that Hydrax, that they would understand this, that they would consider their latter end. Okay, how should one chase 1,000 and two put 10,000 to flight, except their rock had sold them and Yahweh has shut them up? For their rock is not as our rock, even our enemies themselves being judges. All right, so, you know, like we started out, the Hydrax or the Coney he's a feeble animal. He ain't got no defenses. So he shelters himself in the rocks themselves, you know, so that if any animal is trying to climb up the mountain to try to get him, he's not a mountainous creature. He's going to stumble and fall and he can't get to the damn animal, you know, and his like how I say, you know, like how an anteater or whatever is designed to be able to get the ants out of the little crevices and shit like that. You ain't gonna be able to catch him because he's designed to be able to, that's his defense mechanism, you know. Damn near pretty much everything has some kind of defense mechanism in order to get his, you know, to pretty much get away from his predator, more or less to say, you know, like a rabbit. Rabbits don't really have real defenses, but they quick as shit, you know. You gotta be able to out like run a rabbit to be able to catch him. So that's a defense for him, you know. And some animals have scare tactics, like a puffer fish puff himself up, or colors on them or whatnot, you know. So they all somewhat built in, you know. But nevertheless, it says, you know, of the rock that formed you, you are unmindful, you know. Well, the Most High is the rock for one. But of the rock that formed you, you are unmindful, you know. And the Most High said, look, y'all are a perverse generation. How, like, it says, a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding. And it also said, basically, he would see what their latter end would be, you know. If they was mindful, they would know what their latter end would be. Okay, so thinking back onto the Coney, the Hydrax or whatever, you know, if he want to be proud as shit, not realizing he ain't got no damn defenses, he want to go live out there in the forest or the jungle, be like, all right, well, I'm gonna see what your latter end gonna be, bro, because your only defense is hiding in these damn rocks. All right, but you want to be proud and go do what you want to go do, and you want to leave your safety net and go out there amongst all the damn wolves. Your ass gonna be ravished. All right, and the same with us. We supposed to, like, for one, we was reading in the book of Proverbs for our learning and our understanding. All right, Solomon was very wise. Okay, so he giving us a gem for us to sit there and sit on and be like, all right, I got you, you know. But nevertheless, you know, it's on us to take heed to that. But, you know, this is an important thing, you know. Let me get the next scripture because this is going to break it down better than I can. Oh, Slack here. This is Psalm 62:5. My soul, wait thou only upon Yahweh, for my expectation is from him. Okay, now this word expectation is going to hope. So it says, for my hope is from him. All right, my soul, wait thou only upon Yahweh, for my expectation is from him. Okay, so think about that damn Hydrax, right? That mountainous creature, you know, that dwell in the rocks. All right, he's like, listen, my expectation, my only hope is these rocks, this mountains that I hide up inside. You know, if it wasn't for this shit, like I said, if that damn Hydrax was to live off in the forest, he'd be devoured by all the shit around in the forest. You know, he ain't got no defenses. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's your only hope. Your only hope is that you how do I say, basically you rock out with the Most High. You know, you put your trust in him. Okay, verse 6. You know, like I said, the scriptures can always say it better than I can. Verse 6. He only is my rock and my salvation. Okay, going back to the rock, he only is my defense. Okay, he only is the only thing that I have put my hope into. You know, it says, and my salvation, and he is my defense, I shall not be moved. Okay, so like the Hydrax, the Coney, you know, he off in the damn mountain. You know what I'm saying? He see his predator over there trying to get at him, this and that. Like, I know you can't get inside these damn rocks. You too big, and so on and so forth. You can't get all up in here. You know, I'm good. I mean, you just wasting your time. You know, and you risking falling off the side of the mountain. So I mean, we good. You know, that's how we should be. Like, yo, man, as long as we under Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah's protection, we good to go, man. He's our rock. He's our salvation. He is our defense. All right, we ain't gonna be moved. Verse 7. And Yahweh is my salvation and my glory, the rock of my strength, my refuge is in Yahweh. All right, trust in him. It says, trust in him at all times. Ye people, pour out your hearts before him. Yahweh is a refuge for us. Salah. So it says, trust in him at all times, and all the things that you do, like that Coney, that Hydrax, that's small but exceedingly wise. You know, whenever shit hit the fan for him, he know, look, all I got to do is make it back to home base. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. If I can make it back to home base, I'm good. You know, it's just like, you know, in certain situations and movies and shit like that, homeboy trying to, like, man, if I can only just get to my trunk, all I got, or Iron Man, you know, in the movie Iron Man is getting this shit kicked out of him. I don't know which one it was, but the dude, I think his name was Ivan or something, with his little electric arms and shit like that, you know, and he getting his ass beat on the racetrack, you know, and he's trying to get that Iron Man suit. He's just like, fuck. If I could just get this suit on. Right now I'm getting my ass beat, blah, blah, blah. I can't beat him at this shit because this ain't my realm, you know? That's his realm. This the fuck he do, you know? But if I can just get this damn suitcase, get the Iron Man suit on, it's on and popping, you know? All I gotta do is get this goddamn suit on and I'm good, you know? Same with this. All we gotta do is get the spirit and the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah to protect us and to watch over us, and we'll be all right. All right? It says, oh, yeah, we good with that. So we're going to read this, and we're going to close out with this, but we're going to read the whole chapter, or the whole Psalms. It's Psalms 18. Okay. We're going to try to get through it as quick as possible. This is Psalms 18. It says, the chief musician, the Psalm of David, the servant of Yahweh, who spake unto Yahweh the words of the song in the day that Yahweh delivered him from the hands of all his enemies and from the hand of Saul, and said, I will love thee, O Yahweh, my strength. Okay. It says, verse 2, Yahweh is my rock and my fortress, my deliverer, my power. Okay, so think back to this Coney. Okay, this Hydrax. This is what he thinking about, this damn mountain that he living in. He lay his whole life unto the damn mountain because the mountain was protecting him. If he didn't have that mountain, his ass would be somebody's dinner by sundown, you know? Same with us, you know? Man, we'd be out there, we'd be goddamn microchipped and missile food or fucked over or homosexual if we didn't have Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah's protection over us dealing with Esau right now, you know? It says, Yahweh is my rock, my fortress, my deliverer, my power, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation, my high tower. I will call upon Yahweh, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. That's what you're going to be saved from. That's what salvation is, being saved from your enemies. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. And yeah, that's like the conditions that we living in right now, you know. The sorrows of death compass me. You know, we could get gunned down any damn day, or eat some fucked up ass food and die off of that, or all kind of bullshit that we could get put to death in this society, any type of way here. All right. And it also says, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. Yeah, all these homosexual shit popping off around us and everything like that, man. We gotta see this shit, man. And if you have kids, you have to raise your kids up around that shit. It says, the sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of the ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about, and the snares of death prevented me. In my distress I called upon Yahweh and cried unto my power, and he heard my voice, and out of his temple, and my cries came before him and into his ears. Okay? So, like, that Coney, you know, trying to get off into the mountain is like, I gotta get back to the mountain. Made it to the mountain, now the mountain gonna do his job to protect him, you know? Same with us, you know? You know, you got to be pleasing to the Most High, you know, and in good grace with him, and be chosen first and foremost, you know, from the foundations of the earth, you know, and to have this hedge around you, you know. It's basically saying that the same deal, you know. It says, in my distress I called upon Yahweh and cried upon my power, and he heard my voice, and out of his temple my cries came into his ears, you know. So the Most High is going to hear us when we cry unto him, you know. When we call out unto that rock to save us, like that Coney, get into the mountain and let the mountain do the job. Same way with the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Says the earth shook and trembled, and the foundations of the hills were moved and were shaken because of he was wroth. Now this is speaking on when David was delivered with these chariots. Let me see. Jumping down now. I mean, now we could still read that. You know, it's the same deal, because the same thing is gonna happen this very time now. You know, the elect, the house of David, is gonna be. Let me just read it. You know, because the same thing is gonna happen to the elect. It says, there went up smoke out of the nostrils and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. Okay, talking about those chariots coming down and destroying Esau and the rest of these heathen. Okay. Says he bowed the heavens also and came down, and darkness was under his feet. He rode upon a cherub, and he did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. Talking about the chariots, the UFOs, all right? He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the sky. And the brightness that was before him his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire. Yahweh also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, and hailstones and coals of fire. Yea, he sent out his arrows and scattered them, and he shot out lightning and discomfited them. Then the channels of water were seen, and the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke. O Yahweh, at the blast of thy breath of thy nostrils, he sent from above. He drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy, and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but Yahweh was my stay. Okay, and from 16 to 18 so far, what we're reading there is basically, you know, on up, it's talking about the chariots coming back. You know, that was when David was saved by the chariots. But again, the same thing is going to happen to us in these days, okay? Talking about when Esau, you know, and the enemies who's too strong for us with his DARPA robots, all his new technology he got, man. That shit, drones and shit like that, is way too much for us, you know, in a carnal sense. But what? Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to deliver us, all right? It says, but Yahweh was my stay. Verse 19, he brought me forth also in a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. Yahweh rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanliness of my hands hath he recompensed me. And, okay, speaking, now, that was David back then, but again, the same thing is going to happen in these times, you know? When Peter asked, like, look, Lord, what is going to be our reward for those that follow you? He said, look, the reward is going to be, you're going to be sitting on these 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel, you know? And any man who forsaken all these things, they're going to receive back 100-fold, all right? It says, for I have kept the ways of Yahweh and have not wickedly departed from my power. All his judgments were before me, and I did not put away his statutes from me. I was also upright before him, and I kept myself from my iniquity. Therefore hath Yahweh recompensed me according to my righteousness and according to the cleanliness of my hands in his eyesight. Yeah, for putting off the old man and the ways of the world and all this carnality and coming into this truth and walking by faith in the spirit and truth of these scriptures, all right? With the merciful thou wilt show thyself merciful, and with the upright man thou wilt show thyself upright. With the pure thou wilt show thyself pure, and with the forward thou wilt show thyself forward. For thou wilt save the afflicted people, but will bring down high looks. Okay? So, you know, and the afflicted, you know, that's the elect, you know, and the 144,000 and the 1/3, you know, because we're catching this hell right now, you know. The meek shall inherit the earth, you know. It says, for thou will light my candle, Yahweh my power will enlighten my darkness. So it's the Most High is going to be increasing our knowledge and wisdom and understanding. He the one going to be giving us all the shit that we need to know, you know. The so-called white man programmed us to live by death and destruction and a bunch of lies and wickedness, but the Most High reprogrammed us in righteousness. It says, for by thee have I run through a troop, and by my power have I leaped over a wall. Okay? And that's going to be us getting these spiritual powers, you know. This is basically where they get that movie Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, how they be like, you see them, they do that like jumping type of shit where they jump over these long, big-ass walls and shit like that, you know. It says, and now it says, for by thee I ran through a troop. This ain't talking about no little small ass little group. They said Saul killed his thousands and David his tens of thousands. Okay? And for by my power I leaped over a wall. We ain't talking about no, you know how Jake running from the police be jumping fences, high ass fences and shit like that, because that's now look at that. Jake running from the police and his wickedness and still can leap over a goddamn high ass fence, you know, and without even missing a beat, you know. But this ain't talking about it. This is talking about back in the ancient days, the walls they had was for defenses, you know, for these militaries coming up against their ass. You know, these had to be high ass city walls, you know. What's David talking about? By thee I leaped over a wall. Those walls, not no little bitty ass, you know, or what we would call a big fence today. No, this is talking about look at the Great Wall of China. Those were the type of walls that they had built back in those days, you know. It says, as for Yahweh, his way is perfect. Like we read in Deuteronomy 32. For the rock, he is the rock. All his ways are perfect. The word of Yahweh is trod. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. For who is a power save Yahweh, or who is a rock save our power? Is it Yahweh that girdeth me with strength and maketh my ways perfect? Oh, it is Yahweh that girdeth me with strength and maketh my ways perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds feet and sitteth me upon high places. He teacheth my hands to war, so that the bow of steel is broken in my arms. Okay, now this is David speaking. Now in the scriptures say the feeble, like the Hydrax, which is a feeble people. Okay, it says he teaches my hands to war, so that the bow breaketh the steel, that the bow of steel is broken in my arms. Okay, it says the feeble shall be as David. Okay, so if David is how they say bending, you know, what they say breaking a bow, okay, that means like when you got a bow and arrow, like when you cock the thing back, you know, when it get into the fire position, you basically breaking it, you know. And if you ever had to try that shit with a actual real bow and arrow, not no like some shit you buy in the store as a toy or something like that, but a real one, there is I don't know how to say it, a lot of tension that is how do I say, made by all that. So you have to be pretty damn strong to break a regular bow. Not to say break it in pieces, but to actually cock it back, you know, let alone a bow of steel, you know. And it says, thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand hath holden me up, and thy greatness hath made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. So the Most High is the one that's holding us up. That's this rock that we supposed to be cleaving unto, all right? It says, I have pursued my enemies and overtaken them, neither did I turn again till they were consumed. Now, again, thinking on that Hydrax or that Coney, you know, he's saying the same thing. You know, I had lived this long life up in the mountains, ate, and everything was good, and all of my predators that came up, you know, I done watch their ass roll down the damn mountain or get tired, trying to get their head off into the crack of this mountain to get me, and they can't, you know. I just see them all just either fall off the mountain, get tired, and die, you know. It says, for thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me. Thou hast also given me the neck of my enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. Okay? And the same thing's going to happen up into these same days, man, when we're about to take Esau in captivity and the rest of these nations, all right? But you have to stick unto your rock, all right? Like this Hydrax, which is small but exceedingly wise, all right? And if he just a simple-ass animal, how much more you, who has been given this, like, the Hydrax ain't got no book to read to understand what's going on. But you have instruction, all right? It says, they cried, but there was none to save. Let me go back. Verse 40, thou hast given me the necks of my enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They cried, but there was none to save them, even unto Yahweh, but he answered them not. Okay? Even though they want to cry out to the Most High, you know, when you are on the Most High's good side, like, ain't nothing, hey, if the Most High be before us, who can be against us? Then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the streets. Thou hast delivered me from the striving of the people, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen. A people whom I have not known shall serve me. All right. And that's, again, King David was, you know, he had all these other nations. He was putting them all in subjection, and King Solomon had his rulership full of peace, you know. But when we get into this kingdom, man, all these other heathen going to be up under us. All right. They're going to be serving us. All right. It says, thou hast delivered me from the striving of the people. Thou hast made me the head of the heathen. A people whom I have not known shall serve me. As soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. The strangers shall fade away and be afraid of their close places. Okay. So, you know, these are things that we looking forward to, you know. These things ain't quite happening to us yet, you know. We're in that transitional period, but in order to endure to the end, to make it all the way through, the Most High has to be your rock, okay? He has to be your rock that you putting your trust in, all right? Verse 46, Yahweh liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let Yahweh bless, and let the power of my salvation be exalted. It is Yahweh that avenges me and subdueth the people under me. Okay, so it's the rock that avenges me and subdue the people under me. Not me, not my own might, my own arm, and none of this stuff. It's the Most High, man. Like that Hydrax. Again, all you got to do is make it back to the mountain. You'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? He delivered me from my enemies. Yea, thou lifted me up above those that rise up against me. Thou hast delivered me from the violent man. Therefore will I give thanks unto thee, O Yahweh, among the heathen, and sing praises unto thy name. Great deliverance giveth he to his king, and showeth mercy to his anointed, to David and to his seed forevermore. Okay? And, you know, with that, I wanted to, you know, bring that out because, like I said, this just came up in, you know, my reading and my regular reading and studying, but it was such a beautiful thing, you know, about the comparison about, you know, how the Most High always talk about this here rock, you know, and, you know, how David spoke about, like it's spoken about plenty of times in here where it says, the Lord is my rock, my fortress, my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler, and the horn of my salvation, my high tower. Okay, it's spoken about quite often out of the words of David, out of the mouth of David, talking about the Most High as his rock, his stay, his strong tower. You know, his safe house, his deliverance. You know, on the cloak under whom he gonna hide up under. You know, when shit hit the fan. You know, and so this is the mindset we need to be in. You know. Like that Coney, you know, nothing else really even matter, you know, even though there's so-called good food over there or made over there, whatever, whatnot, the world is dangerous out there, man. As soon as you leave the damn mountain, you know, it's a green light on your head to be somebody dinner for dinner, you know, or be on somebody's dinner plate for dinner, you know. But as long as you stay on that foundation, stay in your mountain, you know, you'll be all right. You're going to be protected, you know, and that's the same thing we got to do. We got to stay upon our rock. All right. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, you know, and you know, stay in the faith and you know, pray for salvation, you know, because it's the Most High that's here to deliver us. He wants to do this work, you know, but it's on us to, well, it's not necessarily on us. You know, it's on the ones that's chosen from the foundations of the earth. But you know, on our part, it's on us to sit there and have faith and believe, you know, put our all our trust into the Most High, that we won't be moved. All right. And let me see if I can grab that one more time. This is Psalm 62. One more time. It says 62 and 2. It says, He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. All right. And that's the thing that we need to hearken on, you know. Verse 6 again, to repeat that. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I should not be moved. And Yahweh is my salvation, my glory, the rock of my strength. My refuge is in Yahweh. Okay. Trust in him at all times, ye people. Pour out your hearts before him. Yahweh is a refuge for us. All right. And so again, this is our foundation that we need to hearken on, you know. This is the thing that we need to hold fast to, you know, because anything else beyond this, you know, guns and our own mind and wits and doomsday bunkers and shit like that ain't gonna help us out, man. Those ain't the type of rocks you need to be trying to hide up under. All right, the rock you need to hide up under is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right, with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, I say, Kal Halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Bahashim Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push in this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions. Stay strong. Shalom.